spiderkin?
Yeah, those are spider skins. Look at that.
It's a big raised scratch. I don't have nails because I pick mine.
I'd like to have things be as fair as possible.
Must be some big spiders up here. Oh, there he is. I found him.
That is a ball.
I had it bouncing. All bouncing around.
Here's my headlamp on.
On November 3rd, 2025, solo outdoor survivalist Faith Mary went deep into an isolated woodland for what was expected to be a straightforward bushcraft outing. Carrying only the basics and with no one nearby, her plan was simple: set up shelter, make food, and spend the night alone in nature. While she worked, the woods began to feel different around her.
Right now, what I'm going to do is, since I already have this tree, I'm not going to worry about making two bases. I'm just going to have one base, 3 small trees, rope it up, and then put my tent across it. I will show you guys the process of what I'm talking about. See this tree and this tree? Saw it off. All the twigs. I'm going to saw off all the limbs to the best of my ability, these 2 trees, and then saw off the bottom. And then that'll be 2 of the legs of the tripod. That's gonna take a while. All right, you guys, that is one down. We just need another one and then one more after that. 10 minutes later. Heck yeah, I'm already out of breath. All right, let's do this thing. One more to go. It's hot. I feel like I hear some noises like in the forest. It's so weird. Probably like little animals scurrying, but man, I don't do good in the dark, so I'm not looking forward to that one. I'm gonna show you how I knot this thing up and connect it to the other tree.
Movements and rustling came from somewhere out of sight, not clear enough to understand, but constant enough to keep her on edge. Faith has admitted she fears the dark, and being alone made the situation feel unsettling.
And I'm leaning it up against the rock and making a teepee with my little logs. Let's light her up. All right. It's looking good, it's looking good. You guys see how it's in a teepee? That way the oxygen can get in there, really make that fire burn. Just check that out. Look at that. I'm like in some survival movie. Check that out. That is toasty. All right, you guys, I'm going to start cooking now. I'm Walter White. Go for laugh, no get. I'm gonna put some butter in first, and then we'll put some more butter in. I love butter. I have salt, garlic, pepper, onion powder, lemon, rosemary, mushrooms, and my steak. The steak was in, had an ice pack in here. Now it is good to go. So I will not get sick, thank goodness. Get just a little bit of butter.
Once the shelter was done, she moved on to cooking. At first, everything seemed calm, almost routine. Then, in one instant, that sense of safety collapsed.
Yeah. This is the moment I knew that I majorly screwed up. Listen, I know you guys are probably thinking, Faith, how could you be so stupid? But I promise I really tried not to let this happen. The butter was off the pan for a while, and it was just one of those freak accidents. People can make fun all they want, but I wanted to post this because I don't want to be that fake, everything's perfect YouTuber. I want to be real with you guys, and the truth is, when you're out here doing bushcraft stuff, a lot of stuff can go wrong. So this is your personal official public service announcement. Wear safety goggles. I learned that the hard way. After this, I went straight to the ER. They told me that I have a corneal abrasion, and the next day it got even worse, so I had to go to a different hospital to get antibiotics, and now I still can't see really well out of my left eye. My skin is burned pretty bad too, but I will be okay. I'm grateful it wasn't worse, and I could have lost my vision or gotten burns all over my body. So if this makes even one of you more careful next time, then to me, it's worth posting this.
When Faith was seen again, the trip had already ended. Her face burned, her vision affected, and one eye badly damaged. Many viewers noted that mishaps like this can happen anywhere, even at home. But alone in the wilderness, a simple mistake turns into an emergency within seconds, reminding us how fragile normal becomes when you're by yourself. On September 25th, 2021, Luke, the creator behind the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, traveled back to his remote log cabin with his young son. The channel is known for peaceful, family-oriented outdoor adventures, more about learning and preparation than danger. This visit was supposed to be simple, perform a few repairs before winter. But the moment they stepped inside, it was obvious that the wilderness had different plans. When Luke and his son walk into the cabin, the first sign of trouble appears almost instantly.
All right, let's see. Oh yeah, it looks in good shape. Oh, that's where my flashlight went. I forgot I left it here. Look at these spider skins. They're huge. Look at this. These are where spiders have been molting out of their shell to get ever bigger. Look at that. Here's another one.
Spiderkin?
Yeah, those are spider skins. Look at that. Oh, must be some big spiders up here. Oh, there he is. I found them. He's been getting bigger and bigger. There's his old skin.
He survived.
Oh yeah, he's big. See how we're gonna do this. What? There we go. Got rid of him. Come on, out of our house. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, look, oh, there's another one. There's a. Come on. Out you go. Oh, you found a little baby one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
He's a little baby one.
Oh, I bet there's just tons of them in here. Oh, look at this. What is this thing up here? It is huge. The size of that. It's a chrysalis. We're a woolly caterpillar turned into a butterfly.
Inside the wooden shelter, they find a large spider still living there, big enough to feel intimidating in such a confined space. Luke removes it quickly, but the discovery alone is enough to disturb the sense of comfort they expected to have. By the next day, the forest shows a new kind of threat.
All right, we're gonna be making some pizza tonight. This is gonna be awesome. This is a fun little recipe. Got a little yeast, a little water. We're gonna let it sit for 5 minutes. Once the yeast is activated, then we're gonna knead it into dough. Yeah, you think that's gonna make yummy pizza?
Yeah.
All right. All right, there we go. We got the pizza sandwich between two cookie sheets. Now we're gonna bake it. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, that doesn't look too bad.
Pizza.
Oh, you want to eat that pizza?
Yeah. That's just
That actually turned out really well. It could be I'm so hungry, but that tastes good. Oh, that was so good. You like your pizza? Yeah, that's good stuff, isn't it? Are you pooping? We're gonna sleep right next to you. Boots off, take your boots off. We've got full bellies, we're tired, it's late. I'm gonna get to bed because we've got a lot of work to do in the morning. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Well, good morning. We had an okay night's sleep. Got a little cold this morning. And we're gonna get some warm breakfast in us, and that'll help warm us up a little bit.
Me and Jake got a lot done today. Look at that. That is a healthy pile of firewood. But two things have happened. One, Jacob's pooped like a bazillion times, and we kind of burned up our entire allotment of diapers. So we need to go get more diapers. And two, Jacob has been saying he misses mommy and wants to go home. Is that right?
Yeah, I want to go home right now.
I think what we're gonna do is go home, get Jacob changed, let him see mama, and then tomorrow we're gonna come back and finish this project and do some more camping. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, and your camera broke.
My camera broke. Yeah, my tripod broke. Look at all those mosquito bites though. You have so many mosquito bites on your face. Whew.
And in my eyeballs.
And in your eyeballs. Yeah, let's go home and get you a bath, shall we? Well, we're back at the house and it's another day and I'm heading off to the cabin to finish our project, but I don't think Jacob's gonna come with me. And mama won't let me borrow her baby again if I bring him back in this condition. Look at that. Oh no. Actually, Jacob's got a play date with some friends today, apparently. So he's gonna stay and hang here, and Tommy and Nathan are at school, so it's just Daddy.
Jacob's face is covered in mosquito bites, spread across his skin, and dangerously close to his eyes. It's a quiet but serious reminder that the outdoors can be especially unforgiving to children. Luke doesn't wait. He brings his son home, choosing safety over the work they planned to finish. Later, he comes back to the cabin on his own. That's when everything shifts again.
Got a cooked pork jowl and our bread. Boy, this smells really good. There you go. There's the bread. Well, that's hot. That is so good, but it is so hot. Oh, let's get some butter on that. That is so good. Like salty peppered bacon. If you've ever eaten bacon and thought to yourself, I love this, but it needs to be bigger and fattier, pork jowls might be just your thing. In case you're wondering what pork jowls are, it's the cheeks of a pig, but not his butt, his face. Just trying to enjoy my dinner and the rain gets started for realsies. Gotta get out of here. Oh, well, I guess I'm finishing dinner in here. And it's really coming down. There's some thunder going too. That was so good. Well, we got thunder and lightning and heavy rain going on. I'm gonna sit here and hunker down and see if it passes. See what happens. We only have a few hours of daylight left. Well, it's been raining for about 2 hours now, and it's cozy. I mean, if I had my little buddy here, I would be curled up with Jacob and we'd be watching movies and it'd be no big deal. But this is lame by myself. So I'm not gonna be able to get everything done before sunset. So I think I'm just gonna go home, wait till the weather gets a little better, and come back and finish the cheeking later.
As evening approaches, a storm rolls in. Rain slams the roof, thunder echoes through the woods, and lightning flashes across the clearing. Inside, Luke keeps working alone. The cabin's still standing strong, but now surrounded by the overwhelming force of nature, pressing in from every direction. Viewers pointed out that nothing dramatic technically happened, yet the spider, the impact on a child, and the storm showed how quickly a safe place can turn uneasy. If a shelter built for protection can change this fast, how much control do we truly have when nature pushes back? On October 13th, 2025, Amy and her team from the YouTube channel Amy's Crypt traveled to the Garnett House in Kansas. The channel is known for in-depth paranormal explorations inside locations tied to dark, unsettling histories. This building had lived through multiple identities over the years, carrying stories that never truly disappeared.
Jared, I gotta say, this looks ominous AF.
What place do we go to that isn't ominous looking?
Nah, it just gives me Velisca vibes though, and you know how I hate that place. Should we go underground first?
This place has an underground?
Yeah, this is the only place we haven't seen yet.
Oh my god. Oh, why the hell are you making us start down here for?
I don't know, I just seen it was open and I was like, let's go.
Are there even any stories down here?
Well, this is part of the Underground Railroad, and apparently people do get activity down here.
A long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. My name's Amy and I'm here with Jared. You haven't been here in a long time, like, you're talking to me, thank you. This is creepy.
This is creepy. This kind of gives me like underground areas in like England sort of vibe.
We're now moving upstairs into the actual house. As soon as you walk in here, you're greeted with like medical memorabilia, medical artifacts. It's an old x-ray machine. This was a doctor's office.
So weird, because I feel like this room should be like the kitchen. There's like sink, microwave.
Come here. What do you smell right there?
Vomit.
Yeah, it's smelly, right?
Yeah, I smell vomit.
That wasn't like that earlier.
Does the smell of vomit normally mean something in the paranormal? I thought it was sulfur.
Could just be residual, like, I don't know.
It's weird because you've got kitchen here, you've got microwave, sink, fridge, and then there's a doctor's x-ray table.
Fits the mood, including the vomit smell. It is a very moody howl. I am gonna call out though. So my name is Amy. I'm here tonight with Jared. We call out to anyone in the Garnet house. Love to interact with you tonight. Make a noise for us. Say something on this device in my hand. Was this door like this earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I just tell a story about an experience I had today? We did the interview in that room. I was standing here just listening. I like to stand out of shot when there's an interview going on. And I was drying in front of this mirror right here. And I saw my face change into what looked like a man with no hair and like this slack stuff on his face. And it's so weird because Justin, who is the owner of this house and also a fan of Ghost Tips here, was sitting in his car outside and got an image of a man that looked exactly like what I'd seen in the mirror.
Just very... I want to stay. You want to stay late? That was like stringing two responses together.
Okay, we're gonna be staying late. Well, what do you call late? We're thinking 3 or 4 a.m.
Why do you want to stay? You want to play? You want to hang out with us? We interviewed Justin, the owner, just here.
Whilst we were interviewing, a ball was bouncing upstairs as well. We caught that, the sound of it on camera at least, and we were all downstairs.
I didn't hear what you said, so yeah.
Jared? That's a ball.
That is a ball.
I heard it bouncing.
All bouncing around. Maybe just I'm here, ladies.
That was upstairs. It sounded right above us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Up there.
I have a feeling that this is interesting if it is. Oh, I just got goosebumps everywhere. There's a ball I keep in the attic. I was getting ready to tell you about the axe murderer, and that's where the ball was at, was in where he stayed. And then this ball comes bouncing out.
God, no way. Yeah. Jared?
I'm here.
That's a ball.
What started as a routine investigation would soon shift into something far more disturbing. The investigation begins with Amy and Jared making their way through the house, moving from room to room and opening doors as they go. While exploring, they talk about the building's notorious reputation and the strange occurrences often associated with it. The house feels thick with lingering history, and the quiet tension gradually increases the deeper they move inside.
Upon arriving on location for our investigation, Justin had asked Jared if he could help him unload something from his van. It turned out to be an old coffin containing a skeleton. We're not sure what the home's neighbours must have thought about this, but this was just the beginning of how odd our night would become.
Today, I received a call from a lady who wanted to know if I would accept something as a donation. I said, sure, we take a lot of things. She said it's a human skeleton in a coffin, and it was from an Oddfellows organization. This thing is very old. It was the 1800s. It's very likely from a block away is where this building, where this skeleton was found. Very likely that this skeleton person, identified as a young female, has been in this building at some time during its prime.
This is her home now. Is that okay that she's here? That was immediately followed by idiot though, so I don't know who you call an idiot. Ghosts have just been like cussing me out like this whole trip, haven't they?
Maybe they're just a bit
they're a bit cold towards me.
Yeah, well, you have been cold. It's actually hot as tonight, so that's actually also funny. But I was gonna say maybe the spirits are just warming up to her, you know, and they're a bit unsure.
Christina, are you here?
What do you think of being in the house?
Maybe.
Maybe she's not sure.
Yeah. I hope you can find your place here. And apparently the mirror right behind her is actually from the original Conjuring house, an original mirror relic.
So weird. I wonder if this mirror or this coffin, I mean any of the objects in this house, whether they've got any attachment. I'm actually getting a burning neck, Ames. Like feels burning when I touch it.
I think you've got a scratch.
Do you wanna...
yeah, hang on. You hold this. You've definitely got a scratch.
It's burning.
It's a big raised scratch.
I don't have nails, so I pick mine.
It actually looks like a burn. I'm gonna zoom.
It's burning. Whatever it is burning me. It feels burning.
Okay, I'm zoomed right in. Jesus, I can see your pores.
Zoom out.
Okay, but no, for real, hang on. Do you want me to take a photo to show you? Because it's almost shiny like a burn.
Yeah, maybe. It feels...
I've cut ghost tube.
like I've burnt myself.
Okay, so... is that... can you see that good?
Oh! What the f***?
Yeah.
What the f***? I'm genuinely freaked out because look, I don't have nails. I pick mine, I don't have nails. What the f*** is back in that room?
Is there somebody scratching Jared up, making noises in here? You alright?
Can I just say, so what happened was, it's really hot right now, right? And I felt sweat dripping, so I just went up and went like this, just to get rid of the sweat. And when I went like that, it started burning, and now I've got a scratch there. So I did touch myself. I did touch my neck, but not with nails, just my skin. I just went like that to wipe sweat off.
Yeah, that looks like a legit scratch, like a stereotypical paranormal scratch. I don't know, I haven't seen it on you. I don't know, that's weird.
It's burning though, like it doesn't feel like a scratch.
It looks like
burning.
A burn. Show me one more time.
It was hot.
Alright.
That is so weird. I definitely haven't scratched myself.
After some time, everything changes suddenly. Jared experiences a sharp, burning sensation on his neck. When Amy looks, a significant scratch is already visible. It appears bright red, swollen, and clearly fresh, forming without any obvious cause. Instantly, the tone of the investigation changes. Jared insists that he couldn't have done it himself. He mentions that he doesn't have fingernails capable of scratching his neck like that, making the injury even harder to explain. Instead of solving the mystery, his explanation only makes the situation more unsettling. From that point forward, the entire atmosphere inside the Garnett house feels different. The environment turns heavier and more oppressive, as if the incident itself is a warning. What started as a controlled investigation now feels like a confrontation the house is unwilling to allow further. Some viewers believe the scratch might have a natural explanation, while others focus on how quickly and mysteriously it appeared during the investigation. If a place can leave marks without revealing what caused them, when does exploring cross the line into real danger? Late in the fall, Sam from the YouTube channel Camping with Sam Bananas arrives at Woodlawn Cemetery in Toledo, Ohio. His channel centers on camping and peaceful outdoor experiences. Established in 1876, Woodlawn is one of the oldest cemeteries in the city, containing more than 65,000 graves. Locals claim it's haunted. Tonight, Sam plans to stay here anyway.
As for the paranormal activity reported in this cemetery, there are countless sightings of a woman in white. Most accounts say that she wanders near the gates. Other accounts have said that she wanders throughout the gravestones. Still other accounts say that she spends time here at the Gunkel Memorial.
Currently under renovation, this memorial is a testament to the Gunkel family. John Gunkel was a mentor to many civic leaders in the Toledo area. He also helped establish the charitable organization known as the Old Newsboys Goodfellow Association.
Legend has it that she lost her daughter in a gruesome fashion and wanders the cemetery looking for her. Now, as far as I can tell, there really isn't a good way to camp near the gates. That's where most of the sightings of this ghostly woman have been reported. So I'm going to plant myself right over there next to the Gunkel Museum, directly in the spot where there have been some reports that she wanders the cemetery. Now, I am aware that some people may have a bit of a disagreement with camping out in the cemetery, and I understand why you would feel that way. I have a little bit of a different perspective. I would say that if you're someone who believes that there's an afterlife and that there is some sort of a presence here from those that have passed on, don't you think they'd like some company? I think if I was buried in one of these sites and someone came to spend the night and spend time with me, I'd probably be kind of happy about it.
Sam begins by exploring Woodlawn Cemetery, noting that it serves not only as a burial site, but also as a public park used for walking, biking, and scenic drives. Beneath its quiet atmosphere lies more than a century of history. He stops at the Spitzer family mausoleum, describing their impact as influential bankers who helped shape Toledo's financial culture.
I'm aware that members of the Titke family are buried in this cemetery. However, so far, this is the only grave where I can find them at. Titke's was, by all accounts, quite an epic grocery store and kind of just a spectacle of a department store. Now, the very, very early days of the Titke store actually started in 1894. But in terms of the modern shop and what it would become, that happened around 1910. That is when they moved on to Summit Street downtown. Their business was on the corner of Summit Street and the northeast corner of Adams, where it would stay for the next 6 decades. While their core business was food, they leased the upper floors of the building to sell furniture, housewares, clothing, and shoes. The brothers Titke also added a bakery, a deli, and restaurants. The concept was ahead of its time, a forerunner of what would be deemed one-stop shopping. Titke's closed for good in 1972. According to the information that I can find, this is the burial site of John, who is one of the heirs of the original family.
Nearby, Sam crosses a restricted bridge over Silver Lake, carefully making his way past barriers meant to block vehicles. Farther into the cemetery, Sam finds the grave of John Titka, an heir to the Titka family enterprise that once operated a large, forward-thinking, department-style grocery store in Toledo. As night approaches, Sam addresses the cemetery's most famous legend, the Lady in White. Stories claim she roams near the gates and around the Gungle Memorial, searching for her lost child. Sam decides to set up his tent near that exact location. After dark, he speaks softly, aware that security vehicles patrol the grounds. He prepares a simple meal while distant headlights pass and deer move through the leaves nearby, keeping the tension constant.
I am super whooped. I'm ready to hit the hay here. Anything crazy happens, I'll definitely let you know. Otherwise, we're going to be back at 'em bright and early, trying to get out of here before the sun comes up. Good night, everybody.
Just a little bit later in the day than I wanted to get up, but I think we'll be okay.
I'd like to have things be as fair as possible. There is an exit of the cemetery right here, right by where I was, and you can exit through this park, and I can get to the road out this way. But I think maybe it's a good idea to try to see if we can leave the same way we came in.
Later, Sam steps out with a headlamp to explore. The mausoleums feel overwhelming in the darkness, and he describes a strong feeling of being watched. Despite the fear, nothing unusual occurs. With freezing temperatures settling in, Sam packs up before sunrise and quietly leaves the cemetery on his electric bike. No definitive paranormal event happens. The isolation, darkness, unfamiliar noises, and fear of being caught may explain why the night feels so unnerving. If nothing appears, but the fear feels real, does that mean the experience was harmless or something entirely different? In early December, Luke from the Outdoor Gear Review makes his way up a wind-beaten mountain for a solo overnight camp. What feels mild at lower elevation becomes brutal near the top. Powerful gusts, falling temperatures, and a storm predicted to roll in after dark. With daylight slipping away, he prepares a simple shelter, fully aware the night will challenge it. At the summit, the wind tears through the trees. Luke sets up a hybrid half lean-to tarp, positioned to deflect the gusts and ready to adjust when the rain eventually hits. He breaks down his 70-liter backpack setup, explaining how compact gear and careful packing allow him to carry more than most expect. Before darkness closes in, he clears the ground using a makeshift rake from forest debris, removing leaves to avoid ticks and spiders. As night settles over the mountain, he cooks dinner, enjoying reindeer stew while sharing stories, one about a bizarre complaint email, and another involving an abandoned campsite in New Hampshire where equipment remained, but the camper never returned.
The other day, I received an email from a viewer asking me if I had seen this channel, and I don't remember the name of it. I wouldn't even mention it if I did. It's so stupid. But the YouTube channel is all about like this person going camping or something. Every single trip ends with the tent catching on fire and everything inside of it being destroyed, and he acts like it was an accident sort of thing. That is like low-level content. It's pretty wild what people will do for money. Not that there's anything wrong with it outside of it just being wasteful, possibly stupid, but years ago, YouTube used to be a wasteland. Anything went. I don't know if that's the case anymore. I don't think so. But people would do all sorts of weird stuff, like eat out of their cat's litter box, if you know what I'm saying. Seriously. I'm pretty sure that's been put a stop to, for good reason. Unfortunately, the winds are beginning to pick back up again, so I will not be feeding this fire anymore. I certainly don't want a hot ember to fly off into the woods, start a fire and whatnot. The ground underneath is wet, but everything on top is very dry, so we better be careful, especially when there's a known fire burning out there. Speaking of which, I took a look. I can't see anything burning. but I definitely saw the smoke earlier. That smoke created one of the most beautiful sunsets I have ever seen. Absolutely incredible.
Around 9:30 p.m., the storm arrives. Rain pours steadily, wind surges, and the forest grows quiet beneath the weather. Morning comes wrapped in fog. The shelter holds. Everything stays dry. While packing up, Luke notices movement. A small forest mouse has chewed through his food bag, attracted by a simple mistake from the night before. Nothing catastrophic happens, but this trip proves how small oversights matter. In wind, rain, and isolation, even scent becomes an invitation. If the storm had lingered longer, or if the shelter hadn't held, would the gear have mattered most, or the choices made before night fell? Late August 2024. This video comes from Kenny of All Trades, a YouTube channel centered on solo camping, RV living, and quiet weekends outdoors. Kenny returns to Pillsbury State Forest in central Minnesota, over 25,000 acres of public land, with his dog, Toby. A few weeks earlier, Toby suddenly froze on a forest road here, startled by something that wasn't visible. Tonight, Kenny chooses to come back anyway. The sun is going down, and the woods don't feel the same.
I spent a couple hours this afternoon inside the camper working on the video, turned the air conditioner on, nice and cool. But Toby and I are gonna go out for a little walk now. Hopefully we can find some firewood. That's the plan anyways. I did bring a leash with, just in case if we come across anybody on horseback out here. You can see a number of horse tracks. This forest has a lot of rolling hills. If you can get up on top of the hill, then the wind is keeping all of the mosquitoes away. The hard problem is when you get down into the dips, the bugs get thick.
After work, Kenny grabs supplies and fire starters, aware he's heading in late. By the time he reaches the forest, darkness is already closing in. He sets up camp on higher ground, once an open overlook, now overgrown. Instead of scenery, he finds trash, including a recent Walgreens receipt, hinting that someone was here not long ago. Later, Kenny and Toby walk a narrow path. It leads to a squatter camp, blankets, an old shovel, and scattered belongings left behind. One bottle with an August 2024 expiration date stands out. Kenny explains that because the forest is close to town, some people end up staying here through summer after losing housing.
There wasn't much I could do at the time. I picked up as much as I could. I went back out there a few months ago, found that the whole thing is closed off to the public now. It's so sad. I came across a trail that's got to be relatively new. It wasn't here a couple of years ago. Figured we'd go figure out where it goes.
The place feels heavy and neglected. Kenny decides not to push deeper. That night, he makes beef stew over the fire, slipping back into routine. The forest stays calm. Before leaving the next day, Kenny returns to the same spot where Toby once refused to continue. It's trashed again. Some viewers see this as the reality of public land near communities. Others focus on how Toby reacted long before anything obvious appeared. Either way, the sign suggests something ongoing, not forgotten. Weeks ago, Toby wouldn't walk that trail. This time, the reason was clear. The forest hadn't changed. What people left behind had. That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.